Welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. My name is Christina, and I'm looking forward to leading you through a 60-minute Vinyasa yoga practice to build heat from within, to shift prana in our body, and ultimately transform our state of mind. In today's class, we will be focusing on the final freedom achieved by yogis, the freedom of infinite joy. One way that you can observe this ultimate sense of freedom is to notice that when you live in alignment with the correct worldview and free yourself of the shackles of mental afflictions, ultimately, you're going to want to take others with you. No joy is greater than to share this deep level of contentment, also known as santosha, with others. To quote Master Patanjali's wisdom in the Yoga Sutra, chapter 1, verse 32 to 33a. And if you wish to stop these obstacles, there is one and only one crucial practice for doing so. You must use kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Learn to keep your feelings in balance, whether something feels good or whether it hurts, whether something is enjoyable or distasteful. So let us find endless bliss in our endeavors to achieve this infinite feeling of joy through our practice of asana by making offerings in our minds to all beings that deserve to be free from suffering and free to taste the sweet nectar of the light of a million suns in this balancing and equalizing vinyasa practice today. Please find an easy cross-legged seated position on your mat. Rooting through your sit bones and reaching the crown of your head up toward the sky. Placing your palms gently down in your lap. Facing down if you need more of a sense of grounding today, or facing up to infuse brightness and vitality into your practice. Lift the base of your skull, tucking the chin in slightly so we have the neck elongated, creating dignity and integrity of the spine. And allow your eyelids to softly flutter closed, allowing a tiny sliver of light to seep in. Soften the muscles of your face. Relaxing the creases of the forehead, especially in between the eyebrows, the third eye. This energy point in the body known to be responsible for the intellect, the intuition, and the home of your deepest wisdom. Lightly place the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, grazing just behind the two front teeth. Lifting the corners of your lips ever so slightly into this soft, inner knowing expression in preparation to create some magic in our practice here today. See how this expression helps to infuse joyful energy into your practice. Let's check in with the rest of the body by doing an internal sweep and scan, beginning from the crown of the head, using a visualization, an opening at the tip of the Sushumna Nadi central channel, the good channel, where we want to push all of the prana into, allowing liquid sunshine to beam into you, permeating your entire living and breathing vessel as it melts down through the crown of your head, unraveling and untying any knots or shackles of negative emotions, becoming free of any tension in the body, free of any worry. Letting this brightness and effervescence fill you up. Becoming a body of light. As we begin to withdraw from the outer senses and take this journey to the more subtle body, the inside world, Contemplating now what your life might be like if we can no longer succumb to our mental afflictions. I'd like you to now envision your mind as this vast and open space, full of possibilities, rich with potential. And paint this picture of what a perfect world would look like to you. Who's there with you? Invite in anyone who inspires you, anyone whose highest qualities you would like to emulate. And today in our practice, acting as the gardeners, planting seeds of infinite joy and loving wisdom, seeds of kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity that we can share from this fertile soil. Allowing these positive seeds to ripen more quickly and create the peace that we wish to see in the world. Let this intention fuel your practice as you begin to deepen your breathing. Each inhale, refreshing your awareness, infusing vitality and joy into your practice, and each exhale, anchoring yourself into this present moment here and now. Start to wiggle your fingers. Come back into the space. Come back into this physical being resting here on the mat as you flutter your eyes open. Welcome back. Let's begin. Inhale, sweep your arms up, lifting up, look up toward the sky. Exhale, twist open toward your left, bringing the left fingertips behind your sit bones, right palm outside of the left thigh. Keep your tall meditation posture. So imagine like a string attached to the crown of your head, lifting you up, and then exhale, twist from the belly. Good. Taking 3 breaths here. This could be a good place to activate the Ujjayi breath in through the nose and exhale through the nose, beginning to build the Agni, the inner fire. Maybe you look over your left shoulder. On your next inhale, come back through center, reach up. Lengthening the sides of the body. On your exhale, twisting open toward your right. Right fingertips behind the sit bones. Left palm outside of the right thigh. We take those 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Waking up the energy at the navel center. The spine moving in each direction as you turn your gaze over your right shoulder. Big breath in. Exhale, unraveling. Good. Reach your arms up. Exhale, bring the palms through heart center and back into your lap. Drop your left ear toward your left shoulder and then crawl your right fingertips out to the side. So it's like you're reaching for something down there. With your left palm, bring it very gently onto the right side of your head. So we're not pushing the ear toward the shoulder. The hand is just acting as a light weight. If you want, you can kind of tuck the chin in and then roll the back of the head back. Gently releasing tension in the shoulders where we can carry a lot of tension sometime. Good. With your fingertips, guide the head back to center, and let's do the other side. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop right ear toward right shoulder, crawling your left fingertips out to the side. So imagine like you're reaching for something there. With your right palm gently coming to the left side of the head by the ear. And then acting as a weight, maybe closing the eyes down here, breathing into the side of the neck, adding in this little semi-half circle shape here by tucking the chin in and drawing the back of the head in space. Very gently and slowly. We never want to push or force anything to happen. Really listen to your body and meet yourself where you're at in your practice today. That could be very different on different days. All right, fingertips by the side of the head, guide your head back to center. And let's come into child's pose on the mat. Big toes together to touch, knees about as wide as your mat. Sit your hips all the way toward your heels. Reach your fingertips forward, actively reaching forward as your hips press back toward your heels. Drop the forehead down. Inhale into the back body. Exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Letting go of any lingering distractions, any mental afflictions that might be trying to poke their way in. Breathe in. Exhale. Press the palms together overhead. Bend out your elbows and bring the palms behind your head. Maybe wiggling your elbows toward the top of the mat. Just to get a little bit more of a stretch and stay for 2 more breaths. Reach your fingertips forward. Walk the palms underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up to seated. Draw the knees in toward one another. And we're just going to do some gentle wrist opening postures. So making small fists and circling out at the wrists. And then circling the opposite direction. Give your hands a shake, shaking off any last bit of whatever happened earlier in the day and becoming fully present in this present moment. As we come into the hands and knees, getting your knees directly underneath your hips and your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, pressing through the palms. Good. Tucking the belly button toward the spine. Let's move through some cat-cows. Tuck the toes. Inhale, drop your belly. Lift your hips, lift your gaze. Exhale, round the back like a cat. Belly button in toward the spine. Inhale, slowly undulate the spine. Arching the back. Exhale, rounding the back. Good. Now I want you to initiate all the movement with your breathing. So move through your cat-cows, however quickly or slowly you wish to go. It's okay if we're going at different paces. You're going to do this for about 5 to 10 breaths. If you want to build heat faster, you can go a little faster. Maybe you close the eyes, bringing your awareness to the third eye. Good. 2 more breaths. Awesome. Come back to neutral spine, tabletop position. Walk your palms or slide them forward, bringing your heart down toward the mat, keeping your hips over your knees. Maybe your chest touches or your chin. Just look forward for 3, 2, 1. Slide onto the front of your body, reaching the toes back. Let's find Sphinx pose. So you're on the forearms, toes are reaching back, elbows are directly underneath your shoulders, and then really press into the hands. So you lift your heart, draw your belly button toward your spine. See if you can lift the kneecaps. So press into your big toes, and then energetically draw your elbows in toward your chest, opening up the heart space. Soft smile as you gaze forward. Good, keeping the neck long. Inhale, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. One more time. Inhale over the left shoulder. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. Beautiful. Come all the way down. Press the palms underneath the shoulders. Lift up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. And let's lift the hips into downward facing dog. Shake your head out, yes and no. Good. Lift your heels, stretch out your feet, get your hips even higher. You can keep a soft bend in your knees. Awesome. Let's pedal out the feet, dropping one heel down at a time, bending the opposite knee, maybe pausing, breathing space into the back of the leg, back of the ankle, calf. You can add your hip sways a little bit here. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Breathe in. Exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Ground through your left hand. With the right hand, grab your left shin and look underneath the left arm for 2 breaths. Come back, right palm down, grounding through the right hand. Left hand, grab right shin, look underneath your right arm. Beautiful. Come back to downward facing dog. Good. Look forward, bend your knees and tiptoe your way toward the top of the mat. Take your time, slowly coming into forward fold, soft bend in the knees, measuring hip width distance in between your feet with 2 fists. Clasp the hands behind the nape of the neck, draw the elbows in and gently sway side to side. Release the arms. Shake the head out one more time. As you slowly press through all 4 corners of the feet to rise up to stand, taking your sweet time here. Rolling up, stacking the spine, vertebra by vertebra, allowing your head to arrive last. Shrug the shoulders up toward your ears and down the back, Tadasana. And don't make this any regular Tadasana. Really root yourself into this present moment. Thinking of all the benefits that this practice will bring to you and bring to others, this infinite joy, infinite joyful effort that you're infusing into your practice today. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold, clasp the hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another. Crown of the head hangs heavy as you press the wrists toward one another. Kind of like you're giving someone a handshake, so it's firm but not too tight. Shake your head a little side to side. Inhale, lift up halfway, press the fist toward the back of the room. Exhale, bring your fingertips down. Let's take a step back with the right foot. Beautiful. Tenting your fingertips, or if you have props like blocks at home, you can bring them underneath the palms as a way to bring the earth closer to you, a little bit more supportive, especially in this first round. Inhale, fold over the left leg, straightening left leg. Draw your right heel straight back. We're going to take 3 breaths here, enjoying this stretch. Each inhale, draw the belly button toward the spine. Each exhale, can you drape a little further? Relax your forehead. Good, bend the front knee, come into a low lunge. Gently bring your right knee down and point the right toes. Rising up to Anjaneyasana, so press through your left big toe, keeping left knee over left ankle. Arms come alongside the ears. If you have any tension in your shoulders, you can always do cactus arms. Anytime I cue arms alongside the ears. This is another variation you can do. We'll take 3 breaths here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hips go forward and down. Squeeze your right glute in. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe leaning your chest back. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your fingertips down alongside your body. Straighten the left leg, flex the left toes toward your face. You can keep a soft bend in your left knee in this half Hanumanasana, half split. Lift up on the fingertips, lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, soften and release down, letting your forehead relax. Breathe in. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let's crawl back up to low lunge. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, sweep your left arm up for a twist. Twisted lunge, look up at your left thumbnail. Soft smile, remembering joyful efforts equal these joyful outcomes. Reach the left arm down, step back to high plank. Good, let's move through Vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or draw your shoulders over your wrists. Bend your elbows back halfway, hover chaturanga. Inhale, sliding the heart up, cobra or upward facing dog. If you're an upward facing dog, knees are off the mat. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips high. Let's spend 3 breaths here. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale, feel your sit bones widen as your hips reach toward the sky. Shake your head out. Doesn't have to be super still or static in your down dog. Make it your own. Whatever feels joyful and good to you. Inhale, look forward. Take a big step with your right foot in between the hands, finding low lunge, opposite side. Tenting your fingertips or using your blocks. This way we can just look straight ahead, lifting just the very top of the chest off of the thigh. Now, exhale, straighten the right leg, fold. Taking 3 long, deep breaths here. Inhaling. Exhale. Relax your forehead down. Inhale, belly button toward the spine. Exhale, fold. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release. Come to the low lunge, gently bringing your left knee down. Point the left toes. Same thing, opposite side, Anjaneyasana. Shoulders melt away from the earlobe, soft and sweet disposition in your expression. Breathing in, exhale, hips sink forward and down, squeeze your left glute in, maybe lean your chest back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften and surrender into this posture. One more deep breath in. Exhale, fingertips down toward the mat, straighten the right leg, flex your right toes toward your face. You can walk your fingertips a little closer toward you, lift your heart on your inhale. Exhale, release down, relax the forehead. Breathe in. Exhale, forehead relaxed down toward the knee. One more breath in our half splits. Inhale, crawling back up. Find your low lunge by tucking the left toes, lift the left knee, sweep your right arm up for a twist. Look up at your right thumbnail. Twisting from your belly and opening up your heart's capacity for loving kindness, joy, equanimity, compassion. It's all within you. You're the source of it all. Bring the right palm down. Big step forward with the left foot. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine up, Utthita Stasana. Exhale, hands through prayer at heart center, arms by your side, Tadasana. Good. Let's move through that, adding on a little bit more this time. Inhale, upward salute. Lift your heart, maybe back bend. Exhale, fold, clasping the hands behind your back. A little more quickly this time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fingertips down, right foot back, low lunge. Breathe here. Exhale, straighten the left leg and fold. Inhale, back to low lunge, bringing the right knee down, pointing the right toes, rising up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fingertips down, straightening the left leg, flexing the left toes toward your face. If you want to go a little deeper in this posture, maybe slide your left heel forward, tuck the right toes, draw the right knee back, and then point the right toes. If you have blocks are your friends here. Otherwise, let your fingertips be close to your hips. Inhale, and then exhale, can you soften down? Another supportive variation could be to put something underneath the left thigh. And all we need to do here is relax, find the joy, be thankful for what your body can do, and release any constraints you might have in the mind. Enjoy wherever you are in this practice. If you have the splits, maybe you can reach your arms up. Amazing. Bring your fingertips down to come out of this posture as gracefully as you can. Lift up the sit bones, maybe walking the knees in a little closer if you had the splits. And we'll all come into low lunge, tucking right toes, lifting the right knee and sweep the left arm up. From here, grounding through the right palm, slide onto the bladed side of your right foot, and we're going to lift up to side plank, stacking the feet, one foot in front of the other, or bringing your right knee down. Good, wherever you are, just reaching up with the hips, reaching up with the left fingertips. One more breath here. Reach the left arm over the ear, bring it all the way down, moving through a flow, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. When we take 3 breaths here, rebounding. Good. Starting to shift the prana in the body, to shift the prana in our mind, remembering that perfect paradise that you're creating with your practice today. A land of infinite joy. And inviting all the beings that you can here, stretching your compassion far and wide. Taking everyone with you on this journey to infinite joy. On your next inhale, big step forward with the right foot. Lift up your heart, breathe in. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend the front knee. Drop the left knee down, point the left toes, rising up, Anjaneyasana. 3 breaths here, breathe in. Exhale. Bring the fingertips down alongside your body, straightening the right leg, flexing the right toes toward you. Staying in your half Hanumanasana, or maybe going for the full variation by sliding the heel forward. Tuck the left toes, wiggling your left knee back, using props if they're available to you. And then pointing left toes. One side could feel very different than the other. Try to relax into the posture. Breathe in, exhale, soften. Come into that meditative state. Good, envisioning yourself enjoying the fruitful, bountiful land of infinite joy you're creating in the paradise of your mind. Maybe reaching the arms up, smile, beautiful. Bring the fingertips down, pressing into your props or the mat, starting to bend the knees, and then coming into a low lunge, lifting the left knee, sweeping the right arm up, and then dropping onto the left heel, finding your variation of a side plank. Good. Squeezing the hips high, reaching the right fingertips up, looking up, maybe reaching right arm over the ear. Feel that nice long line, the whole right side body. Beautiful. And then bring the right palm down. Go ahead, move through your vinyasa however you wish, or you can skip it and come straight to downward facing dog. Using your breath. Take a big breath in from here. Exhale. Feel the length of your spine. On your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or float to the top of the mat, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise up, Utthita Stasana. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center and arms by your side in Tadasana. Take a moment to close your eyes down. Come into a place of stillness. Feel this prana rushing through you, almost like an adrenaline rush. At this halfway point of our class, do you notice if you feel even a little bit different than you did at the beginning? Shaking up this energy, shaking off any negative energy, only leaving room for more infinite joy in your practice, on and off the mat. Flutter your eyes open, come back into the space. Let's take a big step back with the left foot. Find a wide leg straddle on the mat. Bringing the toes to point in slightly, so like pigeon toe the feet, and find a slight bend in the knees. We don't want to hyperextend the knees here. Good. Reach your arms up, press the palms together, look up for flying warrior. Exhale, reach your arms back, clasping the hands behind you. Stretching the fists back, press your hips forward as you lean your heart back so it's almost parallel to the sky. Exhale, sticking your sit bones back in space as you hinge forward, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Good, fists overhead. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you can bring the crown of your head down even to a block as you actively press the fists toward the sky. Good, so we're activating the crown chakra in this posture, drawing the energy up in our asana practice from the root all the way through the crown, shining out the light of a million suns, creating that brightness that you can share far and wide. Staying here for 3 more breaths. See if you can relax your expression, remembering this positive quality and tone that you're setting in your practice. Good, bring your fingertips down. Let's find a half lift. Good, bring your heels to point in, toes to point out. Let's lift up to goddess pose. Cactus the arms, get nice and low, maybe sway a little side to side. Beautiful. All right, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, stick out your tongue for a lion's breath. Good, letting go. It feels kind of silly, but let go of any negativity that might be hiding in your body and your mind. Let's close the eyes. Inhale. Exhale, open your eyes wide, stick out your tongue. Awesome. Bring your hands down to your knees. Drop your left shoulder in, press away your left knee. Come back to center, drop the right shoulder in, press away the right knee. Amazing. Come back to center and let's Bring the toes back in, come back to your wide-legged forward fold, heel toe the feet toward one another, separating them hip-width distance, bend the knees, and slowly roll yourself up to stand. Beautiful. Take your time. Really slowly stacking the spine as you lift the head, and we find Tadasana, mountain pose. Getting into a few standing balancing postures today. This is a nice way to really train our focus, come back into the present moment. Just know if you fall out of any of the postures, it's okay. You can take it down a notch, giggle, laugh it off, shake it off, and come back into this present moment. Good, infusing the joy in always. Let's close the eyes down. Noticing energy and pushing prana into the center of the body now. We opened up the side channels a little now, bringing it into Sushumna Nadi. Good channel translates as where we find the most balance and equilibrium. Bring your awareness into your left foot. Lift the left toes and wiggle them before placing each toe pad down, stamping through all four corners of the left foot. Activate around the ankle. Activate the muscles around the left knee and squeeze in the left glute as you flutter your eyes open. Awesome. Let's bring the hands toward our waist. From here, lift your right knee into your chest. Take a beat, lift up a little taller. Slightly open up the hip, and you can bring the hand onto the right knee, or with your right peace fingers, grab your right big toe. Stay here for a breath. If you have the toe lock, maybe kick your right heel forward. And try and be like a nice straight line, so we're not leaning too far forward or too far back, like really standing up tall. Good, soft smile. Wherever you are, hand on the knee or yogi toe lock. Let's open the leg up from the hip out to the side. Good, maybe even releasing your left fingertips out and then looking over your left shoulder. Amazing, 3 more breaths here. Close the hip. Let go of the arm. Now release both arms up. Point your right toes, reaching up for 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Slowly bring right foot down, arms down, come into Tadasana and close the eyes again. Find that place of stillness. Do you feel the left side of your body kind of tingling, activated? Push all that energy into the central channel as we now bring our awareness to the right sole of the foot. Good. Feeling the right toes lift and then placing each toe pad down. Activating around right ankle, muscles around the right knee. Squeeze in the right glute as you bring your hands toward your waist and flutter your eyes open. From here, lift your left knee into the chest, stamping through the right foot. Find length to lift up tall. Good. And slightly open up the left hip, bringing your left hand onto your left knee or left peace fingers grabbing left big toe for yogi toe lock. Take a beat. Balance could be very different on sides of the body. If you have the yogi toe lock, maybe you kick left heel forward and then draw your left shoulder back. So a nice long line, straight body, finding these opposing forces, coming into this present moment. Use your breath, don't hold the breath. Perhaps opening up the hip to the side, wherever you are. Maybe releasing right arm out, breathe. You can turn your gaze over your right shoulder slightly for 3 breaths. Slowly close the hip, release both arms up, point your left toes for 3, keeping the leg in line with the hip, you've got this, 2, 1. Slowly bring the left foot down, bring your arms by your side, come into Tadasana and close your eyes. Resist the urge to fidget. No need to fix your clothes or your hair, just be as you are in this present moment, igniting these feelings of joy inside of you. Letting this practice be fun. It doesn't need to be a perfect, still a practice. Beautiful. Flutter your eyes open. Let's come to standing at the top of the mat, finding your way down onto the ground with a soft, gentle vinyasa. Reach the arms up. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Exhale, palms down, step back to high plank. You can move through a flow or come to downward facing dog or rest. We're all gonna meet in a seed pose, child's pose, however you wish to get there. Let the arms extend alongside your body with the palms facing up, maybe rubbing the third eye a little side to side. Letting the shoulders melt open, back of the heart space. Releasing any constricted breathing. And when you feel ready, slowly roll yourself up to seated. Sitting on your heels in hero's pose. Closing the eyes, palms on top of your lap, facing up in this receptive gesture. Good. We're going to do a little bit of a pranayama practice here to disperse all of this energy in the center of our body, releasing it out of the crown of the head. This practice is called Kapalabhati, skull shining breath, and creates heat in the body and helps to release any last bit of anything we might be holding onto that might steal our joy. So eyes can be open or closed here. We're gonna do short, quick exhalations out through the nostrils. It looks a little bit like this, like the stomach's pumping in. I'll do an example. And the inhales come voluntarily, so you don't need to focus on the inhales. That's gonna happen anyway. You can do these as quickly or as slowly as you want or as you're comfortable with. We're gonna go up to 25, but if you can only do 5 or 10, that's cool too. That still counts. All right, let's do this together. Placing your palms down in your lap or having them face up. Activate your pelvic floor up and in and create a little energy lock in the center of your body by tucking in the chin slightly, lifting the base of your skull. Good. If you're closing the eyes, let the energy be either at the third eye, and then imagine that brightness lifting up from the root chakra out through the crown of the head. Take a breath in through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils, all of the air out, draining the prana out. Inhale halfway and begin. Once you've completed, exhale all the air out through both nostrils and resume your normal breathing. Flutter the eyes open. It's quite an energizing practice. Just let that feeling resonate in your body for a moment. Beautiful. And to further open up in the crown chakra, we're now going to move into our next pose. I'll do it from the side so you can see the demonstration. We're going to go into a rabbit pose. If you have a top knot like me, you might want to move it a little bit down because we're going to be balancing right on the crown of the head. Tuck your chin, hollow out at the belly, and you're gonna bring the crown of your head about an inch or two in front of your knees, grab onto your heels with your hands, and then lift up, straightening the arms, lifting your hips, feeling a nice stretch right in the back of the heart center. If you feel comfortable here, you can walk your forehead closer toward your knees, and then basically we're putting pressure right on the crown of the head. So try and stay here for about 5 rounds of breath, making sure you're on the top of the head. Big breaths in and exhale one more time. To come out of the posture, slowly sit on the heels and roll yourself back up into Virasana, hero's pose. Close the eyes, palms on top of your lap. Oddly enough, we're not moving that fast in that posture, but you might notice that your heart is racing. That's completely natural. So see if you can focus on the exhales. Lengthening the exhales 2 more times. Flutter your eyes open if they were closed. And let's make our way down to the mat, dropping one hip down, bringing the legs long in front of you. Scoot your hips closer toward the center of the mat. Draw the feet together to touch, soles of the feet, and let your knees open to the side. We're gonna go into Baddha Konasana. I'm gonna do this from the side so you can see where my spine is. You can draw your heels as close as you can in toward you, and then get nice and tall on your sit bones. So maybe wobble a little bit side to side so you find you're right on top of the sit bones. With your hands clasped over your toes, draw your thumbs inward, and then lift the crown of your head up high. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you so you open up your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, lean forward with a completely straight spine. So you'll notice that I didn't come down too far. It's less about like how far we can go down. It's more about leading with your heart, chest toward your feet. Inhale and exhale. Your knees are opening to the side. Good. Keeping the elbows in close to your body. Move with your breath. And spend the next 3 breaths either holding or incrementally coming down. Leading with your chest. Feeling this brightness filling you up and emanating, radiating out of you in this joyful practice. Thinking of all the people you're going to share it with, not only all the people, all the beings, both on land, sea, in this world, and in every world. Lift yourself up to seated. Bring your hands outside of your knees and gently guide the knees together like you're closing a book, coming to balance on the tip of the tailbone, finding Navasana, boat pose. Last little bit of energy boost. Bring your thighs close to your chest. Good way to do this is to hold onto your shins or behind your thighs and squeeze your belly tight. We're gonna stay here for 5 breaths. Maybe release your arms up to the side, creating these cups with your hands, thinking of all the offerings that you'll be giving when you reach this place of infinite joy. If you want to be extra spicy today, you can straighten the legs, reach your toes up for 3, 2, 1. Come down to hover, hands at heart center, keeping the heels lifted, shoulders lifted for 3, 2, 1. Lift back up for Navasana. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come down to hover for 3, for 2, and 1. You can make your way all the way down to the mat. Hard part's over. Give yourself a big hug. Knees in toward the chest. Rock a little from side to side to massage out your lower back. Releasing any constricted breathing. Good. You can bring both hands onto the knees and stir the knees in one direction together like you're stirring a pot. And then the opposite direction. Getting a little massage on the tops of the hips as well. Whatever feels good. And then both hands on the knees, separating the knees, coming into happy baby, this joyful posture, bringing your hands outside of the feet, arms inside of the legs, maybe rocking a little side to side here, keeping your tailbone heavy. You might even wish to straighten one leg at a time. Good. Bring the knees back in toward your chest, squeezing yourself tight. And maybe rock the hips an inch or 2 over to the left. Cactus or tee out the arms just to keep both shoulders down as you slowly let the knees drop over to the right. It's okay if the knees don't stay stacked. Take a big breath into your heart space. Exhale, let go. Maybe letting your gaze fall over your left shoulder, or closing the eyes down completely for 5 rounds of breath. Starting to cool everything down. Roll onto your back body, bringing the soles of the feet down on the earth. Center the hips, bringing one knee into your chest at a time. Squeeze. Give yourself a hug. As you inhale, rock and roll your hips an inch or 2 over to the right. Cactus or tee out the arms, depending on the space you have, and let your knees gently drop over to the left side. Big breath into the heart space. Exhale, audible sigh out of the mouth, either closing the eyes or looking over your right shoulder. Letting gravity do its thing here as your body becomes heavy. And you let it fall into place exactly where it wants to be, whatever feels good. Roll onto your back body, bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth. Centering the hips again. Good. And then bringing the knees back in toward your chest. Extend the arms alongside the body with the palms facing down, lifting the legs into the air at a 90-degree angle. Letting the blood flow reverse. You can squeeze your toes and release. Maybe letting the legs be loose in their sockets and shaking them out a little bit. Relaxing the muscles. And you can stay here for the next 10 rounds of breath, or if you have shoulder stand in your practice, go ahead and lift the hips, bringing your toes behind you first into plow pose. Just a good way to walk your shoulder blades a little closer together before bringing the hands to your lower back, fingers facing toward your legs as you gently lift one leg into the air at a time. If you're in shoulder stand, legs are glued together, toes reaching up, trying to touch the sky, and keep your ankles and your knees stacked over your hips. Close your eyes down or just gaze toward your belly button. Being mindful not to crunch the neck here, pressing into the backs of the arms, reaching through the toes. If you're in shoulder stand and you'd like to spend the next 3 rounds of breath in plow, halasana, bring your toes back. Maybe clasping the hands along the mat. And to come out of this posture, if you're in shoulder stand or plow, extend the arms down the mat, palms face down, so they act like a kickstand to slowly roll down, keeping the back of the head down on the mat. Take your time to roll down the length of the spine. And once your tailbone touches the mat, wherever you are now, we can bring the legs down in one unit, slowly without crashing, using the strength of your lower abdomen. Keeping the legs glued together like this long mermaid tail. Reach your toes forward. Bring your palms underneath your glutes, walking the shoulder blades together. And a counter pose, activating the crown of the and opening up the front of the throat. We'll go into fish by lifting up onto the forearms, puffing open the chest, then letting the head drop back, bringing the crown of the head down. If the crown doesn't reach, you can use a block or a pillow underneath. In my case, I have my hair acting as a pillow right now. And look behind you or close the eyes. To come out of this posture, be very gentle. Press into your arms. Tuck the chin completely first, and then roll down the length of the spine. Walk your hands from underneath you. Beautiful. And come into your final resting pose in Shavasana, taking this journey back into that inner paradise, the inner sanctum, this land of infinite joy. Feeling this effervescence and sparkly feeling, warm and fuzzy, emanating out of you, this body of light that you've created. As we spend this time in this restorative posture to absorb the beautiful and joyful efforts you've applied into your practice today. Rejoice in your efforts and thank yourself for showing up to your practice, setting in place this good habit, remembering the benefits, and remembering all the people that you can share this peaceful exercise with. Starting to soften the skin of your face and let the eyes become heavy in their sockets. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth and let the bottom teeth separate from the top teeth. The cheeks relax. Corner of the lips relaxed. Neck and shoulders heavy into the mat. Heart feeling cracked open, oozing with kindness and compassion, joy and equanimity. ribs relaxed, hips, glutes, legs, limbs, fingers, everything melts into the earth as we let go of this physical layer and stay connected to the subtle body, the aspects of the mind. As I leave you here for the next few minutes in silence to dance with this bliss, with this unlimited source of joy and this brightness that can ease all suffering for all beings. Picture all of the people that you're practicing for, all of the beings that you're practicing for in this life and the next, as this brightness touches all of them. See their reactions, their smiles, their infinite joy permeating into them now. Taking all of these beings with you on the highway to bliss as you carry this feeling with you by deepening the breath and preparing to emerge. Become aware of the sounds around you. Keep your eyelids heavy. Keep your body heavy, just starting to draw your awareness into the room that you're in. Feel the weight of your body resting here on the earth. The temperature of the air on your skin. Swallow and notice the sensation of moisture in your mouth. Really lightly rub the fingertips together and let the head drop over to one side. And move through center, gently dropping over to the other side. Preparing to come back into this vessel. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Circle out at the ankles and the wrists, slowly merging into this outer reality. You can reach your arms long overhead, reaching your fingertips back and reaching your toes forward, lengthening the body. Imagine like you're trying to grow an extra inch taller, and then let that go. Bring one hand to your heart center and place the other hand on top and breathe into this space, holding this beautiful vision of a perfect world with you. And all of the beings that you help and serve with your practice and your dedication, dedicating all of your efforts to them and any good merit that you've gathered here today. Bend one knee at a time, bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, and roll over onto whichever side is calling to you in a fetal position, this small cocoon shape with your bottom arm or hand as a pillow. Bring your knees in close, preparing for your rebirth into this day. Whenever you feel ready, you can press into your top hand to guide you into a simple, easy, cross-legged seated position. Keeping your eyelids heavy just for a few moments longer. Letting these sensations of joy flood every cell of your being. Lift the corners of your lips again, maybe even wider, big smile. Bring your hands together at heart center, pressing the thumbs into your sternum, letting your chin fall into Anjali Mudra to honor your hard work and efforts made here today. Honor this inner guide that lives within you, leading the way. Let's seal the practice with one Om mantra. Take a big breath in. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful energy with me. Lift your chin and flutter your eyes open when you feel ready. I hope that this practice has brought in sensations of infinite joy within you. But remember that you are the source of it all. You are the one who created this. And everything you do through body, speech, mind, actions, words, all of that is coming from you. And you can create the paradise that you want to see in your world. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. My name is Christina, and I hope to see you again soon on the mat. Have an awesome day.